Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and this is No BS Coaching Advice. It's a blab that I host Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on blab.im. And what I try to do is to take calls from people or take visits from people and answer questions about job search, their solo business, their solopreneur endeavors, and about their careers. Because for most individuals, I find that job hunting, career management, well, folks need help with their small business, obviously, as well. And I try to make myself available for no BS coaching to help people play their game bigger, become huge at what they do. Like I said, folks need help, and I want to help. So sometimes folks are shy, or they don't join the blab right away. So right now, I've got no one in the room with me, so I'm just going to start answering questions from Quora and see who winds up joining. Yesterday, I'd received a bunch of questions after my Monday blab, so I fielded the questions on Tuesday. And today, I'm just going to go to Quora, where I get tons of questions all the time and don't really have time to answer. So I can't post them there, but if people do searches, they'll see that I've answered their question. So first question is, I love this one. Do I stay with a high-paying job that I hate, or find the job I like but for half the salary? And as much as I know about this person, they are 30 years old. So one of the things that I don't know about this person is whether they're single or not, whether they have kids or not, whether they're in debt or not. There's a lot of the personal stuff other than age I don't really know anything about. Now, I also don't know whether we're talking about a $100,000 person looking at a $50,000 job, or a $30,000 a year person at the beginning of their career looking at a $15,000 job. So I'll simply say it's kind of hard to answer this question, so I'm going to offer some generalities. And the first one is, usually if you're going to take half the salary, you're taking a step down positionally. Is this really what you want to be doing? Do you want to go back from managing people to a staff position? Because that's really what's going to happen. If this person was using half the salary as being a euphemism for, get out of consulting and go to a staff position, well, if you're looking for stability, yeah, that's one way to do it. Although you have to think a little bit differently than stability as being the goal, because if there's anything the last couple of recessions should teach us, it's that there is no such thing as stability beyond simply your skills. So let me use an example. Let's say you're a technology person and you're managing a team of individuals and you hate managing. What you really want to do is to go into a staff position writing code. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to take a haircut on your salary, take a reduction on salary in order to get that kind of an opportunity. If you're a contractor used to making $90 an hour or $180,000 a year, and what you do is you write code, and you're doing it at a place that you don't really like, or you don't like being a contractor because after the assignment's up, it takes a while to find something. This is the price that you got to pay. Now, I don't think you'd have to go to $90,000 a year. There's certainly roles for technical professionals where you can do this for, in the 120s, 130s, plus benefits, plus bonus potential. And it's not that bad a cost reduction, not that bad a salary cut as taking half your salary. So it's a complicated question, a lot of choices here. It's never quite so simple as taking half the money. There's always other variables that are involved. So I hope this winds up helping, and let's go on to another question. Which of the habits that you've adopted has done the most to improve your life? I love that. That is a terrific question. So for me, I think the habit that has helped me more than anything is the willingness to ask for help. They ask for support. They ask for advice. Because one thing I've learned over the years is I'm not capable of doing anything by myself. After a while, I wear down. I don't have all the ideas. I need coaching and advice. It's one of the reasons I went into coaching is the realization that as much as I know, there's a lot that I don't, and I can use support in figuring it out. So I think the habit that I've developed that's helped me the most is the willingness to ask for help from a lot of different sources so that I can be more of the person that I want to be and develop my skills, develop my output in ways that I think want to help, make me more helpful to others. So that's my answer to that question. Let's see now. Let's look for another question. There's some nonsense questions today. This is phrased, I'm going to answer this a little bit differently. It's posed as what are the most inspirational success stories ever around the world? So I just want to simply say, who cares? There's a story that I read recently. Roberto, welcome. Thanks for joining. If you'd like to grab a seat, let me just finish the story and I'll be happy to do some coaching with you. So there's a story I heard recently about how a tiger was trained. Tiger lives in a cage for several years. It's confined to that box for the longest time. And one day it's removed from the box and placed in a huge open area. First thing it does is it heads for a small corner of the field where it paces just like it did in the box, in the cage, with the result being that it had been too late to liberate it from the cage. It had already been trained to live in a small area, and that's what it did for the rest of its life, which wasn't all that long once exposed to this open area. So the advice I offer is, for you personally, what's the box that you live? What's the cage? What are the self-imposed limitations that you've accepted? How have you accepted being in a box professionally and personally, and how can you play the game bigger? What I do as a coach is I try and help people play bigger by helping them see their big game and encouraging them to play that game at an elite level. It's never quite so easy as, so what do you want to do? And answering a bunch of questions. There's a relationship that builds and there's effort that goes into this. But I'll simply say that coaching helps people play bigger. And, I do coaching quite obviously, not just simply online, but in a variety of different venues. And you can schedule time with me to where I work with you as a coach and you as a player to help you play your game and make your moves and do them big. Let's see if there's two other questions. What's it like to be a successful life coach? That's a fun one. So let me do that one and say it is a lot of fun being a life coach. You listen to people who agonize over their choices and support them with making great decisions. You ask questions that are designed to be game-changing all the time. You want every session to be a game changer for that person. They're not always that way, but through effort and being provocative and asking provocative questions, you help people play their game bigger and eventually get to an elite level, accomplishing the things that they want in their life. So I think that's a lot of fun. And there's also the marketing part of this. How do you help people get to know you and the kind of stuff that you do? So for me, yes, I'm doing blabs, but my stuff also winds up in YouTube. And if you visit my channel there, which is The Big Game Hunter TV, that's all one word, The Big Game Hunter TV. You'll find that I've created many, many videos, like over 1,500 videos about job search, hiring, building a small business, being a solopreneur, life coaching, a whole host of different things where I'm able to communicate with people and help them, operate at an elite level. So without going into an hour's worth of data, I thought that would be a good way of describing it. Here's a fun one. Should you try to bypass recruiters and apply for a job directly? And this is posed by an executive recruiter, of all ridiculous things. And of course, the answer is, go ahead and try, see what happens. But, I'll simply say that there's nothing that's a big advantage for you in going directly if you can figure it out where to go. And I'll also say that, let me back up for a second. When people ask a question like this, it's because they're stymied by recruiters. They feel frustrated that they're not getting results. Now, I don't believe that what you should do is take information that a recruiter is giving you freely in an effort to evaluate and assess you for their client and just try and sneak around them. Now, if they can't get results in a week or so, and they've told you who the client is, go ahead. But I suspect one of two things has already happened. The client has rejected you, or the recruiter didn't submit you because you didn't fit the requirement. Why would you want to go around them? It's a waste of time. Recruiters are obviously trying to fill positions and earn sizable fees. So, they're motivated to try and get you an interview. The question is, are you motivated and effective in how you package yourself? Now, if you visit thebiggamehunter.us, I've got tons of content there that you can watch, listen to, or read. It's going to help you find work more quickly, hire people more quickly, be a more successful solopreneur much more quickly than without this advice. So at the end of the day, I always encourage people, sit tight, let recruiters do their voodoo, keep marketing yourself, but not going around the recruiter's back. That is sleazy. Do you really want to be seen as sleazy? It's bad karma. You're cheating. You're lying. You're stealing from someone, stealing their information. Don't do it. There really is no percentage in it. Now, if you're out there trying to get a job on your own, by all means, contact firms directly. But that wasn't really what the question was about. The question was going behind the recruiter's back to try and get the interview after you've already spoken with them about the job. Don't do it. It's really that simple. Don't do it. So seems like I'm not going to be joined in the seat today, and that's okay. I'll just tell you, for those of you who are on YouTube, that there's a lot at my website. And more importantly, visit me Monday through Friday on blab.im for Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter's No BS coaching advice. Grab a seat, ask me a question. I'd love to help you play your game bigger, help you operate at an elite level, help you be successful in your job search, with staffing, in your career, and being an effective solopreneur. Hope you have a great day. And again, my website is thebiggamehunter.us. Take care.